All right. We finally beat Dark Souls 2. I actually had to go back and find the footage of the credits so that way I could do this specific video because I don't know. The credits rolled early before the game was actually over, before we did the DLC. So, a bit of a pain in the ass, but that's fine. So what did I think of this game? I think comparatively to the first one, it doesn't hold a candle, no offense. I don't think it's a bad game by any means. I mean, it still feels very Dark Soulsy. There's a lot of things that are added into this one that are very bizarre. There's a lot of things I didn't even touch on, like power stances and dual wielding stances and all that shit. Like, I could have gone like double mace and tried to do some wacky shit with that, but I've actually never gotten the Defender Greatsword, so I figured, maybe I'll try that one out. It worked out pretty well. It was okay. I will say that the adaptability skill to this day is just fucking a silly thing that should never have been implemented at all. Like, no offense to people who like the adaptability skill, which I don't know who's just like, oh man, I love Dark Souls 2 the most because it's got adaptability on that bitch. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think that that's a common thing to like, man. I'm gonna be straight up with you. It's kind of annoying that your things like, I think how fast you heal and how quickly I can't remember what else it is. It makes you do certain actions quicker, and it also opens up your iframes. That's why I was so intent on getting it to level 25 so early. It's because 25 is about the area where it's like similar iframes to Dark Souls 1. And coming off Dark Souls 1, I wanted to have those iframes. They got rid of it in the third game, which I can understand why, because I'm already leveling up a bunch of stuff. I don't need to be leveling up even more shit. Straight up. Like, just, I don't need another stat to go drop some shit into. They did take it away in the third game, like I said, which thank God. Another thing that I did not like is it has the fucking worst run-up that I've ever witnessed experience. It has the worst run-ups. There's multiple boss run-ups in this game that are just like a pain in the ass. Like, it is destructive to your ass how bad some of these run-ups are, and it infuriates me to no end. And I don't know if that was something that they were just like, let's try it new. Also, well, I get to that. Sorry, my brain's moving faster than my mouth. But yeah, the run-ups for a lot of these, including obviously the last run-up that you guys saw in the last episode, that shit rocks my world. That shit is something different. Like, you going through that barren wasteland of snow and then just, oh, here's some reindeer that come out and fuck you up. Terrible. I could not stand it. I was gonna say they also did a thing with, I didn't really talk about it too much because I wasn't trying to like summon people at all the game. I obviously I did on the last one because I was just tired of the run up and I just wanted to get it done. I wanted to move on to Dark Souls 3. So, shame on me, I guess. Sue me. I would say though that the soul memory that they added in, where it's like you basically, it keeps count of all the souls that you've ever picked up. Even if, like, say you die and you lose all of them, that stays in your soul memory. And that's how you calculate the people that you can get invaded by and the people that can be summoned by you. Unless you're wearing, like, the fancy little ring thing, then it kind of makes it, like, easier to get summoned. There's a ring that, like, lets you choose, like, a little faction on the ring, and then you can summon each other easier that way. But my God, dude, soul memory is something else. That's so goofy. Once again, it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. I got these souls, but I also lost them. So why am I going to be treated like I got these souls? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. I gotta be real. Never understood it. Not a fan of soul memory either, which once again, another thing that they got rid of in Dark Souls 3. I can see why. I can very much see why. Makes a lot more sense to just do it based off of level. And I'm not a big fan of the whole like, oh yeah, it matters about your weapon level also, because like maybe I chose to just dump a whole bunch of souls into the weapon level. Like, that's not my fault. Like, I don't understand why. I guess maybe just to prevent people from going in there and shitting on other players who don't have the upgraded weapon, or helping people breeze through stuff, but I don't like that either. Soul Memory, glad that they got rid of it. And then the walls, hidden walls. I did not like that you press A on these hidden walls, because now I'm stuck in the habit of just tapping A on shit whenever I need to be hitting stuff again. Like, invisible walls, I'm pretty sure in Dark Souls 3 are, once again, you slap the wall. You don't walk up and hit A, you walk up and you slap it. And that just makes a lot more sense to me, because you break the illusion. And in Dark Souls 2, for some reason, you hit it and it slides up like a little door. Don't understand that. Not a very big fan of it. Could definitely do without. Well, that's a lot of stuff that I didn't like about it. I will say there is a considerable amount of enemies in this game that are just humanoid forms, but I don't have a problem with that. I kind of like the humanoid fights. I do obviously like the monster fights also, but like a lot of the monster fights were pretty lacking in this one, I will say. And the amount of times that they reused enemies or reused bosses as enemies later on, kind of annoying. Like that guy from the guy from the war, from No Man's Wharf. By the end of the game, I was tired of seeing that guy, and then at the very end of the game, I saw him again, and I'm just like, okay, wow, that's how they're rolling, I guess. Things I did like, though, once again, I like the stances, even though I didn't really use them that much. I did like the little rocks that heal you. I like the fact that you had 2 forms of healing stuff while you were trying to find the Estus Flash Shards. Which they do keep going in the Dark Souls 3. They keep up with like the whole, oh yeah, well you gotta find your Estus Flash Shards and then you can upgrade your Estus, which I'm like, I don't understand that, man. But alright. The fall damage in that game in Dark Souls 2 is crazy. I guess that's another thing I don't like about it, though. I like the darkness. I like the lighting that they did in the second game. I don't know. That might just be a Scholar of the First Sin thing. I'm pretty sure I've heard. But I love the lighting in Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. I like the fact that there's times when I'm actually like, yo, I need to use this torch because I cannot see shit. And I like the idea of having little, like, what do you call those? Just like little places that you can light up so that way you're like, oh yeah, I've been here before. I remember that. Even though it kind of seemed like they moved away from it near the end. It's a lot more present at the beginning. I wish they would have kept up with that. I wish that was in every Souls game so that I could be like, oh yeah, no, I've been here. I guess that's probably what the little stones that you can drop are for, but it's just nicer. I just like the fire thing nicer. I liked it more. I think it was nicer. And then I don't know. I did not. I don't like that to fast roll you have to be under 40%, but that's, you know, that's just a me thing, probably just a me being picky kind of thing. Armor starts playing a lot bigger role in Dark Souls 2 as well, which is probably honestly for the better, because like in Dark Souls 1 you got a lot of people that are just naked running around because it's like, yeah, well, you know, the armor is kind of whatever. And then I liked how many more summons there were available, like NPC summons. I like that shit. I know that it's probably like not like a popular thing, but I like the NPC summons. I don't know. I think it was a good game. Not my favorite Dark Souls game, not my favorite Soulsborne game, but it's still a pretty good game.